All right, class, I just finished the video about making a clinical book, and I was thinking, you know what? I should do this also for your lab book, all right? So this is how we're going to do the lab book when you're going to put it together, all right? Again, nice, neat, and wonderful thing. Again, the same thing applies. We're going to use the pressboard book. We're not going to use a 3-ring binder. Again, we're going to use this guy right here to put your lab book in. Make sure that you save your front and last page as well, because again, that needs to be inserted into the book. Now, let's go to the old computer here so that you understand completely how this is graded, and more importantly, that the things that we're looking for. Again, your lab book completion score is there. Now, these two guys at the bottom, this is when you do your final, okay? So when you do your skills rodeo and when you do your RSI evaluation, and I've already sent you guys an email about how those two are going to go, so we're not going to press on those. I'm talking about just the lab book completion score, okay? Now, what I do is, so I go straight off of this lab book. Make sure that you got your name up here. Make sure, please, you want to do that. One other thing I would probably do is like write summer, again, whatever semester you're in, you know, spring, summer 21 is what I'm doing this video. So SU 21 up here would be wonderful, because, again, we'd have another spot to put it in right here as well, just so that we have an idea what it is. So one of the biggest things that I cannot stress this enough. Make sure that everything is filled out on this book. So all of these signatures have to be here, okay? So we have to have all of these signed, and you have to have all of these signed along with the corresponding page in the back of the book. And hold on, we're going to get to that one, okay? So as you get all of these, I'm going to give you a certain amount of points. Again, this is a certain percentage of your grade. And I know the first thing that is asked of me is Scott, you know, but the math doesn't add up here, and you're absolutely correct. It doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't, but I'm going to make it really simple for you. If you have all the signatures in there, you get 100. If you don't have all the signatures in there, it's a 0. Okay. So again, it's either you did it all, or you didn't do it all. Okay. So again, your scores on your, again, I'm going to look over the sheets for the two, contrived lab experiences that you're going to have. Again, I look at those. Your instructors will sign those off. Look, even if they gave you guys an 80 on your scenario, it's not going to affect the overall grade that much. But again, we just do that to track to see who is doing well and who's not. Now, this guy right here, the behavioral scores, I give you a professional score. The lab coaches give you a score. So if you're really good in lab and you're there, Johnny, on the spot, you're going to get the full credit. Let's just say that you're less than industrious during lab. We're going to dock you a few points here, okay? And what we find out, by the way, is the same ones that don't do too good on other things are usually the ones that get a kind of a lower score there. Unless you really mess up, we're not going to do things. Now, I will tell you that the final two, again, they're going to be put in after I get your grades, after the lab does your final scenarios, okay? So that's where these go, okay? So I total up the rest of these and then put it in as your lab book completion score. Now, there are some things that we take off points for. If we had to do any behavioral counselings and you basically didn't do what we asked you to do, then we're going to subtract 1 point for your grade on your lab book clinical score. If you had any unexcused absences, then I'm going to minus them there. It's 3%. It gets minused off your grade. And if you had any late arrival and early departures, and they were not excused by me, even if they were excused, I still take points off unless it's something that was completely out of your control. A good example would be you got COVID and you left. That would be one that, okay. So, but just because you left early, and if you leave early, or if you didn't come in late, we take some points off your grade for that. I will tell you that it will, if you didn't get a counseling form about being 3rd, 4th, or 5th, I will tell you right now, it's not going to throw you out of the A range. Okay. So you really got to do a combination of things in order to kind of get your grade from an A to a B. Okay. You didn't show up for lab 4 times. That would be an example. You're probably going to go down to a B. All right. So again, you're going to sign it. You're going to make sure this is the one thing that everybody forgets to do. You forget to print it. You forget to sign it. And therefore, if you don't print it, you don't sign it, hey, it's easy for me to grade. It's a 0. Okay, you get to do lab all over again. So make sure you sign that. Now, let's go to these pages right here. On these pages here, you got to make sure everything is checked marked, and then make sure that they have signed an initial these, and then make sure that you write your name right here. So your name goes in the book right there, and then again we're going to put the written name, and that's the evaluator's printed name, their signature, and the date. And again, make sure that all of these are filled out on all of these pages. I love it when students call me when I'm making a video. It's like, come on, guys, seriously. All right. So last but not least is we have these sheets right here. So if you got those sheets, they either have had 0s, 1s, and 2s for your scores. And again, most of you guys, we're not going to sign it off until you get a 2. So there you go. And then again, you may, if there's any failure criteria, then make sure that hopefully none of those are checked. And then right here, you want to make sure that says successful. All right. So make sure that all, and I repeat, all of these pages have that in there. Really simple. And usually what I think you guys do is actually you look at it and then somebody else looks at it. And then that way, by the time I look at it, hopefully they've caught all the errors. We still catch them from time to time. Okay. So again, just make sure that you go through every page of the book and make sure that you look at it, make sure it's got all the things that need to be filled in. One last thing, by the way, on these sheets here, notice how it says time ended, and we go back up here and it says time started. So that needs to be what the clock said. Some of the instructors put 000 and then use a stopwatch. It's actually supposed to be the actual what the clock said. However, I will tell you that I accept it if it's if it's got the minutes that you actually took to take this. Let's see here as we go back down here to the end. Gonna go over here. So again, these are from your contrived experiences. So Anderson and Murphy are the two that you're going to do that for. They're going to give you a grade, sign off on those, make sure that they've got their signatures in there. And then last but not least would be your log for your innovations. Remember that we need 50 logged attempts from lab. So if you don't have 50, in other words, you're probably going to have all these pages filled out, long and the short. Again, it kind of depends on the semester. We kind of back off second and third semester, but first semester, we definitely log at least 50. All right. So that's it for these guys. I will see you all. Good luck. Let's put those books together and make sure that they're right. Make sure that they're all filled out. See you on the next one.